18 after 5, it's the last hour of today here on eNCA on a Monday. If you have just joined us, a warm welcome to you. It's been months since the deadly cholera outbreak in Hammanskraal, Pretoria. In fact, the Rooival waste treatment plant was at the center of the water contamination crisis. Now, the city of Tshwane has promised to invest about 450 million rand over the next 3 years towards its refurbishment. But, and this is a huge but, it's been estimated it would cost about 4 billion rand with a B to complete upgrades. Now, at least 23 people have already died in Hammanskraal because of the cholera outbreak. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones joins us live right now in studio. Pule, have you spoken to the city? What have they said to you? What's the latest?
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's a mess. That's all I can tell you for now, because what you're witnessing is a strike that's been deemed illegal by the Labour Court that's continuing. And what this essentially does is that it has a ripple effect on the public infrastructure, because there's elements of vandalism, criminality, and, the decaying service delivery in the city of Tshwane. So, for instance, if, William has a pipe burst in his area, the response time would be quite longer than expected. So in terms of, service delivery and attendance, it's really quite terrible in the city of Tshwane. I visited one community in Mabopane today where there was a pipe burst, and what has happened is that has also caused an impact on that whole entire ward. And just last week Friday, we understand there was a protest in that township as well. Then you move over to Hammanskraal, where there is the refurbishment of Rooival water treatment plant that's supposed to be complete within a couple of years. But the process of completing this plant is taking longer than expected because contractors are being interrupted due to the strike. Those who are supposed to be working there are not working. At the Timber water treatment plant, we went there today. Workers were completely not working today.
And this is in the problem area where the outbreak of cholera was picked up, right?
This was the hotspot, the epicenter of the cholera outbreak, particularly in Timber. And it seems as though resources have been stretched out. You have law enforcement members who now have to go there and guard these key points to ensure that the treatment plants are not vandalized. So it is quite a problem. Service delivery is really hampered. But I just want you to take a listen to what the mayor had to say.
Sure.
Definitely, if there is, you appreciate again that there's currently an illegal strike that is taking place, which service delivery is impeded in this instance, where the turnaround time for restoration of other services that are out, including electricity, takes time. I'm taking into account of the strike, but I can concur with you that obviously service delivery due to the strike is impacted immensely.
And what are the residents saying after you spoke to them?
Well, residents are infuriated by what's going on currently because they're bearing the brunt of this whole entire situation. Now, let me tell you something. This is what National Treasury has said to the city of Tshwane. There are three things they need to reconsider, which speak to collecting about 95% of revenue, ensuring that they cut some of the contractors in the city, and there's also another one which speaks to ensuring that the city collects revenue from the ratepayers as well, which will then pay some of these workers as well. So they may have to adjust their budget, but they can only adjust the budget next year during the financial year plan, which is, one point I don't think the unions will be agreeing with, because they were quite adamant when they went there last week that they want this pay now and they don't want to negotiate further. So in turn, what has happened is that the rubbish in the city cannot be collected. The city is quite dirty. There isn't attendance in terms of some of the infrastructure that's been vandalized as well. So these are all some of the dynamics we're seeing. Then there is the political element of it all, where we're now seeing the South African Communist Party saying that the mayor should resign, or else the ANC should file a motion of no confidence against him in the next council session, which is on the 31st of this month. So you get a sense that this whole intention by the union was quite genuine, but the political dynamics of it all are beginning to influence the direction as to which this strike will be taking. But let's take a listen to what the residents who are quite frustrated had been saying earlier on.
Sure.
The Hammanskraal people, it's like they're treated like subhumans. I mean, they were built with deadly water. How can you do that as a municipality? This is arrogant attitude, but we've tried to provide solutions to the city. We have tried so many times, but it seems we are talking to ourselves.
They've arranged some trucks, water trucks, to come and deliver water in our area. It's a very dire situation because this is an old area. We have old people who are living here. We have sickly people. Even the water that we're getting from the trucks, it's non-consumable.
That's our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones joining us live here in our studio in Hyde Park.